What's good, YouTubeites? Hey, like I always told you guys, man, I would come in live with breaking news, just like the Situation Room on Wolf Blitzer, Wolf Blitzer, if need be. And today, some rather large news dropped. And like a lot of you guys, I need to get back to work. So I got a good 30 minutes before I have another meeting I have to hop into. So before we get to it, boys and girls, how about a little DJ Curse to get you guys lathered up? Shall we? We shall.
The world's three greatest heroes, created from the cosmic legends of the universe. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
Now that's a name I've not heard.
Know that the Lord is
Shake and bake and pull it back.
In this you shall know that the Lord is In this you shall know that the Lord is
Go on and get some, boys.
Jack, here's the deal. I'm the best there is.
In this you shall know that the Lord is
What's in the box?
Like a spider monkey.
Okay, boys and girls, if you've been living underneath a rock or got a case of the Monday blues or the blahs, Deadline had a huge report today stating that the actor from Lovecraft Country, Jonathan Majors, has been cast in Ant-Man 3 as a baddie. They said they heard from their sources that it is Kang the Conqueror. We got a little bit more details on this from our man Mikey Sutton, so I think it's only time that we drop one of these.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
All right, boys and girls, good old Ron Burgundy back. It's been a minute since we had a nice, good cannonball to come at you. So to put things in kind of perspective, back in February 10th, we had a scoop from Mikey Sutton, and we scoop jammed with Cosmic Wonder at the time. We heard that Kang was being planned for one of the next baddies for the MCU. When he would debut, we didn't know he was going to be a major protagonist in one of the upcoming Avengers films. The news dropped today, so I reached out to my man Mikey Sutton immediately, see if we can get some more details on it. And this is what I got from Mikey. He reached out, made some phone calls, and we tried to cobble as much information as we can together. So let me read it to you. This is a Mikey Sutton exclusive scoop. It won't take much time traveling in fuel to rocket back to February 10th, 2020, when I scooped Lords of the Longbox and Cosmic Wonder that Kang the Conqueror will be the next big bad in the next Avengers film. The scoop has now been confirmed. Deadline reported today that Kang will be the villain in Ant-Man 3 with Jonathan Majors of Lovecraft Country cast in the role. Deadline clarified, though, that he isn't officially Kang. But that's what their sources close to the project are telling them. Okay? I'm reading that verbatim from Mikey. So that's when he says, I'm not referring to myself in the third person, by the way. Okay. According to my own sources, meaning Mikey, Kang is still set to make his debut in the Loki series on Disney Plus. That could either be a cameo or just in reference to him. Here's the biggie. They added Kang will initially appear as Rama-Tut, as he did in Fantastic Four number 19 back in 1963. Make sure you visit geekositymag.com for further stories and tune in again to Lords of Longbox for developing leaks. So obviously we tried to put this together as much as we could over the last hour or two. So there were stories that Owen Wilson was going to be Kang the Conqueror in Loki. So what we're finding out is Loki is a time traveling show. He will time travel back to ancient Egypt where he will meet Rama-Tut. Later on, Rama-Tut will turn into Kang. No, not that version. Not Nathaniel Richards yet. I've seen the internet's blowing up saying that because Jonathan Majors is playing Rama-Tut, or excuse me, Kang, that means he's Nathaniel Richards, meaning Reed Richards' father or grandfather. No, they're going with the old school Rama-Tut, and that's why they have a character, person of color, who plays an Egyptian, which is basically people of color. So it makes sense. Now, how this goes in is what we're finding out from Mikey is that Loki will be time traveling in this show. He will go back into ancient Egypt where he will run into Rama-Tut, which is one of the numerous versions of Kang the Conqueror, along with Iron Lad, along with Immortus. Go check out my buddy JLS Comics. Jesse, drop your video in the description below, and he has an entire history of Kang the Conqueror, the many different versions and times he's been retconned. But that's what we have so far now. If you've been looking, the first appearance of Kang is absolutely astronomical already. I saw issues of Fantastic Four 19 today already jumping up in price. People are already putting two and two together. So that is the natural evolution of things. It makes sense. If Loki is a time traveling show and Rama-Tut makes his debut in Loki, and eventually comes the time traveler we know as Kang in Ant-Man 3, which deals in the quantum realm, it's eventual that they will run into Kang. I mean, I'm not spoiling this for anybody. As soon as time travel started happening in Avengers, people were already speculating Hercules, that Kang was coming, because Kang is involved in pretty much all major storylines. He's neither, I wouldn't say he's a baddie per se. He just likes to manipulate time for his own needs, or sometimes what he thinks. He's one of those villains, kind of like Galactus. I wouldn't say he's just chaotic evil per se. He just thinks his way is the correct way. So I will read it for you once again. Let me get a drink of water. You know what I'm going to give you guys again? For those just joining us, appreciate it. I know it's a Monday afternoon for most. It's only 2:30 p.m. here. There's 55 of you watching. Most of you at work. Maybe you're sneaking away. I have a meeting I got in 35 minutes, so I'll try to answer as many questions as I can in the live chat with you. Ask them away. I'll see if I can get Mikey Sutton to answer them. And let me give you another cannonball while I get a sip and reread the story for you, as we always do.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
All right, good old Ron Burgundy. All right, I'm going to read you this scoop verbatim. It'll also be up on the Geekosity Mag website, and that's why you'll see it. Mikey gave it to me before he drops it on there. So for all of the Lords of Longbox viewers, you guys get it first. But let's get right to it. This is from Mikey Sutton. It won't take much time traveling fuel to rocket back to February 10th, 2020, when I scooped on Lords of the Longbox and the Cosmic Wonder that Kang the Conqueror will be the big bad in the next Avengers film. That scoop has now been confirmed. Deadline reported today that Kang will be a villain in Ant-Man 3, with Jonathan Majors of Lovecraft Country cast in the role. Deadline clarified, though, this isn't officially Kang. That should be a good hint right there. But that's what the closest sources close to the project are telling them. According to my own sources, Kang is set to make his debut in the Loki series on Disney+. This could either be a cameo or just a reference to him. They added Kang will initially appear as Rama-Tut, as he did in Fantastic Four 1963. So there you go. Marvel is digging deep into the Marvel Comics lore, giving you Rama-Tut and all the ramifications of time travel that entails. I'm going to tell you, looking up, if you've read any Kang stories, anything at all in the Avengers, it is very, very convoluted as time goes by, no pun intended, because the character keeps on changing things and retconning things and becoming different characters. If you look up their first appearance, you will see Rama-Tut, Kang, Immortus, Iron Lad, Nathaniel Richards. Actually, if you look up Marvel's wiki, it says Kang is Nathaniel Richards. So they can go a couple of different ways with them. I doubt that they would go so early with the Reed Richard or Nathaniel Richards connection to Reed Richards. That's way too early. It would make more sense 3-4 films or 2 Fantastic Four films down the road where he takes off his mask and finally reveals to himself as Nathaniel Richards. But like, it's always in the movies. It's not exactly like it is in the comics, although we wish it to be, because they have to change certain things. But now that Disney owns all of the Fox properties, such as Fantastic Four, they can definitely do a lot more different things with Kang than they could before they had the FX or the Fox properties. And now with the Disney Plus series, Avengers Endgame, proving the time travel theories, Ant-Man in the Quantum Realm, Loki, time traveling, all of it kind of makes sense what they can do. It's still early in the process. So as soon as we get more details, we will drop it right here and check out Geekosity Mag. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the CovrPrice Top 10. We got a good one for tomorrow. So thanks for joining us, boys and girls. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments section below, and I will try to answer them along with Mikey Sutton. But until next time, boys and girls, keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.
Now let's do this.
Rewind, select and come again. Pull up that from the top to the very last.
Who are you to make their lives bitter in hard bondage? In this you shall know that the Lord is
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, do it! We're here! We're back! Word up!
Get super job. You can't get fresher than this.
In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's 5 greatest heroes. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
When it comes, I won't even notice.
Oh, how so?